welcome back. It's Coffee Break Thursday. I am Dean from Scenescapeshop. Today we are going to do another landscape. The last few times that I've posted my pictures on art groups and things on Facebook and on Instagram, people were asking about mountains, so we showed them how to do mountains, and now people are asking about trees. I keep on time-lapsing the part where I do the trees because I'm concentrating on the mountains. Some people in some of the art groups were like, whoa, 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 whoa. Spend some time on trees. So now we're going to do trees. I'm going to slow it right down and I'm going to show you all the different techniques that you can use. On Tuesday's time lapse, I did a painting called Holding On, which was just an autumn tree, holding on to its leaves. Ugh. And I used a certain technique for that. I put the acrylic down first and then went over with oil paint. It's a slower technique. Today we're going to do wet on wet, the speedy one. Nice and quick, very effective. You can see how I've used the technique that I'm about to do today on my last few landscapes, where we lay the magic white down for the sky and put some liquid black down for the bottom half of the painting. This helps with creating shadow and helping with distance effects as well. If you look closely at this, I put a lot of liquid black or magic black down just to give that effect on the shading of some of the trees. I don't know if you can see it. This one's a bit lighter. I'll not be doing mountains today. I'll not concentrate on water effects or streams or mountains or anything like that. We're just going to do trees. Look at this one as well. You can see where I've laid down the liquid black, and you can see where I've highlighted with using liquid white. We'll go through how to do that as well as the technique for the tree trunks. Some people got a bit lost. A couple of videos ago, it was time-lapsed, so I didn't spend too much time explaining about tree trunks, so we'll do that too. This bad boy, Sunset Mountain, this is dry, looks spectacular. Again, we're going to steer away from dramatic skies, we're going to steer away from sunsets and mountains and even water. I might put a few rocks and things in, maybe a forest path, but we are going to concentrate solely on trees. And again, a lot of questions on the art groups and things on Facebook and Instagram saying, I can't afford these official paintbrushes or this expensive oil paint. I use very cheap paintbrushes, like £2. I use very cheap oil paints, cheapest ones I can find on Amazon. And you can get the effects that you want with technique more than tool. With that being said, put the kettle on, grab a biscuit or 5, put your feet up, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so that liquid white was just on the top third of the painting, and I just used some phthalo blue and some titanium white for the clouds. The liquid black's down on the bottom 2/3, that's going to help us with the shadows. I'm going to start on these trees. Just map out the painting just in your mind, just so you got an idea of where you're going. And we're going to lay some thick textured paint down. This will allow the tree colours, when we paint them, to stick on the texture. when we paint in the light, because when we do paint in the green and the orange and the brown of the trees, we're going to mix some liquid white with it. This thins the paint down. Remember, you need the dark to appreciate the light. Nice little life lesson there. If everything was light, you couldn't appreciate it. Everything would look exactly the same. Let's get this forest path. Just a nice little mixture of brown paint. Just scratch it in there. Just mixing some liquid white in so it allows it to stick to this paint as well. And in a second, what we're going to do is we're going to scratch off the paint from the brush to create some dust and debris on the forest path here. Just to create a look of texture. Gravelly, dirty road. Then we'll get the trees. Okay, so like I said, this paint is sticking just fine to the black textured thick paint that we laid down. And that's just because I had mixed in a little bit of liquid white, just dabbed my paintbrush in the liquid white and then mixed it in with either the greens or the reds or the pinks and browns. So now when applying paint to trees and plants, you don't colour all of the tree. Remember, the light's only striking the tips of the trees, so the rest is going to be left in shadow. That's why the liquid black down on the canvas at the start is so important. It just gives us those shadows for free. We don't have to painstakingly sort of go over the painting and put those individual shadows in for individual leaves. Now today, I'm doing something slightly different. Just in case you think my trees are looking a bit bright or a bit technicolor, I'm going to put a bit more shade in at the end. because I want to add a bit more depth to the painting. And the liquid black and black paint really helps with that, because it sort of moves the light around on the painting itself. You can see I'm putting a few different coloured leaves in. This section I'm doing now, this is going to be more in shade in a few minutes. But you'll be able to see what colour the trees would be if the shade didn't exist, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. Just add some details here. You see this little patch on the bottom left here? I've created some mud here, so it hasn't all the individual details of the paint have sort of merged to create a bit of a mud circle. That's fine. Just a happy little accident. That can be where our rock lives. I'll put a rock in there in a sec. That can cover that. So you can see now the shading on the right hand side, and there's going to be a tree on the right as well. So we'll fill this in, create the tree trunks in a second, and then it's just a case of adding detail. Okay, looking good. We're almost done. That rock highlight, it's just done just like the mountains we've done in previous pictures. Very light touch, just a bit of titanium white, and just hit the highlight. Just adding these two tall trees on the right as well, and putting in some detail of the tree trunks. This is just going to give the painting a bit more depth as well. The rock helps with that, and the trees will help with that as well. And in a second we'll just start shading as well. Don't have to do much because the liquid black is doing most of the work, but this will just add some details. Just flesh out this rock here. Remember to leave that shadow at the back. The original painting of this is going to be on eBay. It's going to be called Out of the Woods, and you can get a print either framed or signed on my Etsy store, etsy.com/shop/Scenescapeshop. And that's us about done. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next time. It's getting a bit dark in here, early nights. I'll hit the lights towards the end of the pin so you can see it properly.